Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to change the way the world eats. My name is Shurina. I'm a certified nutritionist, health, nutrition, brain performance, brain productivity coach, and just someone with a lot of passion for helping you guys to learn how to use nutrition and lifestyle tools and different foods and supplements and hacks to feel, do, and look your absolute freaking best. Guys, today I didn't want to talk about a lot of things, just mainly about avocado. I've been adding avocado to my daily breakfast for about a month now. Today, and like every other day these days, for my breakfast, I'm having about 3-4 ounces of canned tuna, a can of sardines. They're usually kind of universal, about maybe 2.5-3 ounces, with skin and bones, with all this calcium and iodine and magnesium and phosphorus, all the additional nutrients that we have in those bones and skin. So, if you buy canned sardines or even canned salmon, try to get yours with bones specifically and skin, because especially bones, one of the best sources of bioavailable natural calcium that also has other minerals. Just like your bone has calcium and phosphorus and other minerals, fish bones also do have in them, and it's one of the best, again, sources of calcium. Outside of dairy, there are really not so many foods that deliver bioavailable calcium, so always go for the cans of sardines or salmon, for example, with bones, and eat them. They are soft and a little bit crunchy, but really you don't notice them, you just chew them. So that's my breakfast. Some tuna, some sardines, and half an avocado. That totals to about 35 grams of protein. There is quite a lot of fat, not, super much, but it's not a low fat meal, what you would consider, but all the good for you fats, all the fats that your body and your brain needs, a lot of omega-3s, and also monounsaturated fats. Omega-3s are polyunsaturated. The fats that are in avocado, they are more of monounsaturated. Even though, guys, did you know that most foods, they never have just one kind of fat? Even when we say sardines are full of omega-3s, but they also have omega-6s and a little bit of saturated fat and some other fats. So all of the foods, just predominantly, most foods would have one type of fat, like for example avocado or olive, monounsaturated fat. That is, I believe it's omega-9, and it's compared to between polyunsaturated and saturated fats, it's kind of like in the golden middle, being not that reactive, being quite stable. That is actually good because it's not that prone to oxidation in our body or in the bottle, but also it is not saturated, and there is something specific that makes it really good. Scientists still don't really know, but it seems that people who eat a lot of those monounsaturated foods and fats from olives and avocados mainly, but also macadamia is actually not quite high in them. So this seems that a lot of people who eat a lot of those oils, they live quite a long life. Of course, it's not the only thing that contributes to that, but those fats are amazing. What's great about avocado specifically, and why I'm adding more of it, especially into my breakfast, that it's quite a great source of potassium, one of the major electrolytes in the body that is super important for our hydration, our heart rate, our blood pressure. Most people don't get enough potassium just because most people don't eat enough whole foods, but also not all of the foods have a lot of potassium, and it's one of the major electrolytes and minerals. We need like 4 or 5 grams of it, and it's quite a lot for minerals. Avocado, half an avocado is about 350 milligrams. It's still a long way to go to 4 or 5 grams. These days, the recommendations are, I believe, 2.5 grams because they, I think, figured out that people just don't eat that much. It's impossible for them. But the more potassium from foods you get, the better you're going to feel. Your energy levels, your ability to perform any kind of work, the way you think, everything going to get better. It's just because it has such a profound effect on our hydration levels and the way our heart pumps blood, our blood pressure, right, heart rate. It just has such a profound effect. It's also important for many other things, from digestion to the way your neurons work in your brain, right? So it's like a whole range of different reactions. Without potassium, we would die, just like without a lot of other nutrients. But specifically, potassium is one of those things you need to have it daily as much as possible. And so avocado is one of those foods that have quite a lot of it. Other foods are things like bananas or sweet or other potatoes, or mushrooms like portobello mushrooms, any kind of mushrooms really. We have beans, really amazing source of potassium. Grains, not so much. So beans are also another superfood for your potassium. And fruit, a lot of different kinds of fruit would also have quite a punch of that potassium. But especially on a low carb side, avocado is one of the few foods. But then we also have things like spinach or Swiss chard that are quite good for potassium. And vegetables and fruit, those vegetables, fruit in general, they are pretty good sources of potassium. But avocado also quite an easy source of potassium that I add to my breakfast. It also, why as a brain coach I love avocado so much, it has quite a good amount of vitamin E, and that is rare. Actually, not so many foods have a lot of vitamin E at all. Some nuts and seeds are higher in them, like sunflower seeds, for example, but they come also with a bunch of omega-6s that are, for most people, gonna be more pro-inflammatory than not necessarily for the good reason. We need some inflammation, but we need to manage that too, right? So avocado is one of those sources that doesn't have all of those omega-6s and stuff that can trigger sensitive guts, but it has that vitamin E. Why vitamin E is important? Because our cell membranes are made of those omega-3s and omega-6s that are very unstable. And so vitamin E is needed to stabilize, so to speak, that cellular membrane. And so there is no oxidation, increased inflammation. So vitamin D is that protector of those healthy, but also highly oxidized, highly unstable, highly fragile fats that are everywhere in our cell membranes for fluidity, for cell communication. But also in our brain, we have so much of those fats that are crucial for cellular communication, for neuron firing. But if they get inflamed, that is really bad news for the brain. And so vitamin E, your brain loves vitamin E because it's like a major protector for all the rich activity happening in the brain. Vitamin E protects those omega-3s that the brain needs so much for optimal function and connectivity of our neurons, right? So avocado, it has that electrolyte, potassium. It has vitamin E, those amazing, quite stable omega-9 fats. Fiber, did I mention? Quite a good source of soluble fiber that your gut absolutely loves, and whatever your gut loves, your brain will love too. There is this connection, vagus nerve. If something is off in your gut, your brain will feel it, and you're not going to feel that good. So avocado is amazing for that. It also quite a good source of vitamin K, found in greens mostly. And vitamin K important for blood clotting and just in general for your blood health. And as we know, brain is one of the thirstiest for the blood and oxygen and nutrients organs in the body. So vitamin K also is great for your brain. What else? In studies, eating avocados has been shown to improve blood circulation towards our brain, in our brain. And better blood circulation in our brain means a robust, healthy brain where, all the plague is being washed away and all the nutrients and oxygen delivered. So having avocado in your diet gonna make your brain much, much happy. It also stimulates dopamine, that molecule of drive, of motivation, of zest for life, of getting after it. So avocado. And it's such a versatile food. You can put it as, when your avocado is really creamy and ripe, you can use it instead of butter on some whole grain toast or rice cracker, whatever you prefer to put your butter or some spread on. And you can even make the toast, avocado instead of butter. For your kids also, so amazing for your kids, Put some avocado, maybe put some natural, no sugar, hazelnut butter that's gonna taste like Nutella, or if it's something savory, you can put tuna on it, or sardines and tomatoes, and maybe your kids like salami, so find the good one, the natural ones, and put some avocado and that salami and some tomato and some Swiss chard as a green instead of lettuce, and quite a healthy breakfast for your kid. And it doesn't look weird, or like a lot of vegetables, but avocado is such a great food for your brain and for your whole body. Also, girls, especially if you are interested in improving your reproductive health, or you might be struggling, your period might be all over the place, it also seems to be really good for that. I suspect, and as many nutritionists do, it's because of that combination of all the nutrients, and because usually our diets are high in pro-inflammatory compounds and not that high in protective nutrients like vitamin E. Again, not that easily found in foods, especially without the pro-inflammatory fats. And in supplements, it is not that well absorbed, and sometimes it even brings more harm than good. That's why when it comes to vitamin E, supplements are not the best. Food is. And avocado, again, is one of those sources of vitamin E that is kind of good overall, although some people say that, I don't know, it's a plant and you're not supposed to eat it, but we'll leave alone those people, right? So eat your avocado, unless of course you're allergic or something, but I'm yet to meet a person who is like allergic to avocados. Again, it's quite well-rounded, good, really amazing for you overall food. And what else? Just wanted to share an episode from today's to kind of shift gears toward the end and help you to stay more positive. So I ran out of avocados, and today I'm traveling to another city for a consulate interview. So ran out of avocados. I was going to the gym at 6 a.m. in the morning, and I'm usually getting back about like 7 a.m. and nothing but 7-Elevens are open. And so I was thinking like, am I going to be lucky to find an avocado in 7-Elevens today? So I have my perfect breakfast again. And I checked out 7-Eleven number 1, number 2, and there was number 3 that was kind of bigger one. I'm like, yeah, they probably don't have an avocado, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to give up. It's there, so I'm going to check it out. I hope I'm lucky today. And I went there, and there was it, one avocado, perfectly ripe. And I finished it before recording this podcast. And it made me feel so good. I'm like, yeah, I got my avocado, and I didn't give up. And the last store had that avocado. So guys, don't give up that easily. Check out the last opportunity. Do the last call. The gold just might be there. Very often we give up on what we really love too early. And we don't try enough things. We kind of give up on the first couple of attempts, right? Instead of pivoting and testing out different approaches, or, different ways, different places where we can apply our idea or test it, or where we can find our customers. So we give up too early. So maybe do an extra step. Check out that extra store. It might just have that perfect avocado for you, metaphorically speaking, right? And also, it's all about the small things. Learn how to enjoy them and be grateful for them too. And once you enjoy that, there is really nothing that can throw you off your balance. You'll always find things to be grateful for. And I believe that at this stage in my life, that's the lesson I needed to learn. Don't just be absorbed and obsessed about your goals. Learn how to enjoy all the amazing things that you already have in your life. And we all have plenty of them. More often than not, the complainers are the ones that kind of in the middle and just don't get their goals, but they have quite a lot already. You might be one of those people. I definitely consider myself there. And maybe next step is not working harder or pushing it till you stress out to the very limit. Maybe the next step is learning how also to enjoy the journey and do things, with passion, with drive, but also enjoying the process and all the small and medium and big and anywhere in between things that life has to offer every day. So find the small things, right? At least one. Share it with me via Instagram or via email, angela@brainbreakthroughcoach.com. And share this episode with another person who you think also might need first an avocado and then to start appreciating the small things a little bit more, because they probably already have a lot more things to be thankful for. And that's it for today, guys. I'm traveling today, and tomorrow you're still gonna hear from me from another city. Till then, eat your avocados, get your protein, get your dopamine, your serotonin humping and jumping and delivering you joy. And as usual, till next time, eat better daily.